Mikhail Tal, the magician from Riga, was famous for his wild sacrifices and fearless attacking style. One of his most monstrous games was against Botvinnik in the 1960 World Championship match. Tal starts with e4. Black chooses c6, which is Caro-Kann. d4. d5, early tension in the middle. Tal with knight c3. e4 got captured and knight retakes. Bishop attacks and knight avoids and countered. Both players develop their pieces. Then Botvinnik's bishop attacks the knight. Knight takes then h7 pawn captured back. That created a doubled pawn that could be a weakness later on. The game continues with a pinned. Knight jumps. Then Tal secured the king. Here comes Black's queen threatening the bishop. And Tal with pawn f4 supporting the bishop, but it creates a vulnerability to the White's king. Engine wants to exchange the queens. Black long castles. The unorthodox style of Tal shows up. Tal with an a3. Queen rethinks the attack, and Tal with b3. Knight jumps attacking the bishop, then headed back to e2. Engine suggests to put it to a 2 to avoid clear danger. Bishop brought back to support the knight. However, the engine suggests a mad sack with knight to d5. After bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes the pawn. So it's a rook for a bishop and a pawn. Tal with queen d3. Knight jumps. Bishop exchanges. Knight is being kicked out, and both players are trying to find a hole in the game. Tal continues to put pressure. Knight has to rotate. Tal challenged Botvinnik into a queen exchange, but Black ignores it and played rook h8. b5 was played.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Although bishop f3 was best, activating the bishop. Pawn captures and queen retakes, although rook c1 is much better because of the threat of discovery to the queen. A 6 was a mistake because it creates a backward pawn. Queen dodges. Black with rook d7, maybe wanting to double up later on. Pawn push, wanting to push more to c6. King avoids the queen's threat, but the bishop joined in. Black covers the weakness, but bishop just captured it and queen recaptures. Rook activates. Queen wants to cause commotion, attacking both pawns at the same time. Tal protects the d4 pawn, although targeting that backward pawn was the best move. Rook c8 was played, and here comes the threat. A 5 pawn got captured, and Tal put his rook to b3, creating a battery.
I'm in danger!
But instead of that, Engine wants to relocate the knight to join the battle. Queen supports the weak pawn, and Tal with queen to a 3. Botvinnik with king moves, although supporting this pawn is best. Rook b6 played. Queen captures the hanging pawn, and Tal finally moved the knight. Queen threatens the knight, but Tal disregarded it and played queen b3. Knight couldn't be captured, because this leads to forced checkmate. Botvinnik with a blunder, which is d5, wanting to do a queen exchange, and here Tal sacrificed his rook. Pawn couldn't capture because there's a mate. So the king moves, but after Tal's queen a 4, Botvinnik resigned, because there's a lot of ways to win with this position.